Colorado is extended 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and bless my colleagues' hearts on the other side of the aisle. Using married women as a gotcha for voting. I've never had to bring my birth certificate to prove that I was a registered voter. I have an ID that has a different name than my birth certificate. And also, since we're using women as bait here, maybe in the next round of debates, they can explain to us exactly what a woman is.
What's up, patriots? Welcome back to Right View Nation, where we bring you the truth the mainstream media won't touch. Unapologetically American, unfiltered, and 100% rooted in freedom. Now, folks, I've got something wild for you today. You may have seen the video by Forbes breaking news. It's been making the rounds, and for good reason. Congresswoman Lauren Boebert just rocked the House floor. And I mean that literally. Gasps could be heard when she challenged Democrats to do something they seem terrified to do these days. Explain exactly what a woman is. Yup, that's the sound of the truth hitting a little too hard for the left. Let's break this down, because what Boebert did wasn't just a mic drop. It was a declaration of war against the woke machine trying to hijack our values, our elections, and yes, even our language. Now, let's start with that shock moment.
I rise in support of the SAVE Act. The American people are done messing around with a woke, weak-kneed system that lets our elections get hijacked. I am fighting for you, for me, for every American who knows our vote is sacred, and it's time to lock it down with citizens only. Let's cut the crap. Right now, you can walk up, check a box, claiming you're a citizen, and boom, you're registered for federal elections. No proof, no ID. That's not a system built on trust. It's a system vulnerable to error, fraud, and exploitation. And in Colorado, it was just expedited for the process for illegals to receive a driver's license. And in the state of Colorado, when you obtain a driver's license, you register to vote. The SAVE Act is a common sense measure designed to protect the integrity of our electoral process, and at its core, it requires proof of citizenship to register to vote in federal elections. This isn't radical. It's not extreme. It's a basic safeguard to ensure that only those who are legally entitled to participate in our elections can do so. Let's be clear, this isn't about denying anyone's right to vote. It's about protecting the rights of every American citizen, not adding votes and subtracting American citizens' votes. I support the SAVE Act. Mr. Speaker, I yield back.
Gentleman yields her time. Gentleman reserve it.
When Boebert asked Democrats to explain what a woman is, the response wasn't a counter-argument. It was gaps. Why? Because the left is so tangled in their own gender ideology that they can't give a straight answer to the most basic question in the world. Let me be clear. A woman is an adult human female. That's not hate speech. That's biology. That's reality. And that's what most Americans, including many quiet Democrats, still believe. But the far-left fringe doesn't want clarity. They want chaos, and they use confusion as a weapon. Boebert threw a spotlight on that, and good on her. But let's move on to the meat of her speech, the SAVE Act. This bill requires proof of U.S. citizenship to vote in federal elections. Seems like common sense, right? If you want to vote in America, you should be a legal American citizen. But somehow, the left has a problem with that. Boebert laid it out. Right now, in states like Colorado, you can just walk in, check a box claiming you're a citizen, and boom, you're registered to vote. No proof, no ID, just vibes. That's not democracy, that's a disaster waiting to happen. And here's the kicker. In Colorado, the process for illegal immigrants to get a driver's license was just expedited. And guess what happens when you get a driver's license? You get registered to vote, whether you're a citizen or not. That's not a bug in the system. That's a loophole being exploited in real time. Now the left is going to scream voter suppression, racism, xenophobia. You know the drill. But let me ask you this. How is it suppression to ask someone to prove they have the legal right to vote in this country? This isn't about stopping people from voting. It's about making sure every legal vote counts. Because when you let non-citizens vote, even just a few, you're not just adding votes. You're diluting the voice of real American citizens. It's subtraction by addition, and that's not just unfair, it's un-American. Here's the real reason the left hates this kind of bill, because it closes the loopholes they benefit from. The chaos, the confusion, the lack of accountability, it plays right into their hands. They don't want a system built on trust and transparency. They want a system where anything goes, as long as it benefits them. And Boebert isn't having it. She stood up and said what millions of us have been thinking: enough is enough. The American vote is sacred, and we need to lock it down. The SAVE Act isn't radical, it's not controversial, it's common sense, and every member of Congress who opposes it should have to answer one simple question: why don't you want to make sure only citizens vote? If they can't answer that, they have no business representing this country. So to Congresswoman Boebert, thank you for being a warrior for truth and for standing up for the millions of us who feel like we're being shouted down and shut out. To our viewers here at Right View Nation, this is your wake-up call. If we don't protect our elections, we don't protect our freedom. And if we can't say what a woman is without getting gasps from elected officials, then it's time we reminded them who's really in charge. We the people. If you're fired up like I am, hit that like button, subscribe to Right View Nation, and leave a comment below. Do you support requiring proof of citizenship to vote in federal elections? Also, share this video. Let's get the truth out there. Until next time, patriots, stand tall, speak truth, and never back down. This is Right View Nation, signing off.